One of the things we want to do with probability distribution is we want to find the mean, variance, and standard deviation given a probability distribution. Now, the formulas here are as so. So to find the mean, you have to multiply our data point times its probability, and then we have to do the summation of it. So we have the summation of x times p of x, if you will. So if I go to Excel, so our activities are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then these are the probabilities of each one of those activities happening. So to find the mean, basically you have to multiply x times p of x. So I can make a little formula up here. X times p of x. So let's see some parentheses there. So to do x times p of x, what you can do is simply create a little formula here, equals, and then you can go a2 times b2. So a2 times b2. If I enter, it should create our x times p of x. That should make sense. 0 times anything would be 0. Now, what I can do to generate auto repeat of the formula is I grab the corner of this cell and drag it down, and it'll repeat the formula over and over again. Now, what I need though is the sum of that. So if I hit equals here and type in sum of that, so in parentheses, we're going to have this 0 through 0.364, close that parenthesis. So I should do the sum of these entries, and that would be the mean. So 3.342. So if I want to come over here, I can copy and paste this. So let's see, go copy and come over here and paste that. Oh, don't like that. So don't know how to copy paste as well here. So let me just come over here and say equals, and then just double click this, and that should do it for us. So C11, that'll look right. So just type it in equals C11. Still don't know all the shortcuts to this. Now remember, since our activities are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, our mean has to be like one less than that. So that would actually be like 3.3. Now to do variance on the on Excel, I don't have all the shortcuts yet, but if we look at our formula to find variance, we have to subtract our data point from the mean and square it, and then multiply by p of x. So what I'm going to do is create this x minus mu squared row. So let's see if we can figure that out. So if I go back to Excel, so I want to create then this x minus mu. Let's see if we can find the symbol for mu. So if you go hunting around, you could probably find it. It looks like mine's already located there, so mu looks like that. So, and then we can close that out, and then parenthesis and square that. So that would be our caret. That's above 6. So that's our shift 6 does a little caret thing, and then put a little 2 there. That'll square it for us. So what I want to do is I want to go x minus mu squared. So x is going to be this column here. So equals then this a2 minus. Now remember, to make the mean a fixed point, a fixed value, I have to use dollar signs. So mean is in this I3. So I need dollar signs here. So a dollar sign, like that. So that creates our x minus mu squared, and oops, I didn't square it. Sorry about that. So I need to put that in parentheses. In parentheses, open parenthesis, close parenthesis, then square that. Now if I hit enter, so that now does my x minus v squared. So notice how I have a2 minus this mean, which is an I3, and then I square that. Now, I should just click and drag here, and that's going to be doing all those for us. Now, formula, go back over here, we still need to do the sum of that. So in this column here, in this cell, I should say, equals in the sum, if you will, parenthesis, and then if I want to drag those values in, it'll add those up. So it gives me the sum of those, if you will. Actually, I don't need the sum of those yet, just yet. Hold on here. Try to look at my formula. My formula says x minus mu squared times p of x. So I actually have to multiply this column times the p of x column. So I need to do one more column first. So what I'm going to do, instead of trying to write all that down, x minus mu squared is the d column. So I'm just going to say d column times my probability column is going to be the b column. So that's going to be my little formula. So what I need to do is go d times b. So this means then to go d2, so equals d2 times then b2, and that should give us a result. And then if I want to sum all those, that's going to be, well, first I have to do my calculations. So if I drag that formula down, it'll do all my calculations for me. So that's how, if I look at that, that's d3 times b3. So again, d3 times b3. It does all the calculations there. But remember, variance is actually the summation of all these values. So if I had equals here and sum, parenthesis, if you will, if I drag all these in, close parenthesis, that will be my variance. So over here, I could say equals, that's going to be E11. So I did, right? Try that again. So equals, and I'm just going to type in then E11. Still don't have all the shortcuts down here. See if that gives me my, yeah. Now, my standard deviation is going to be the square root of that. So remember, standard deviation is also the Greek symbol. If I do my symbols here, sigma is standard deviation. So standard deviation, sigma, is going to be the square root of this variance. So if I hit equals, square root, if I type in SQRT, that's square root. And then in parentheses, I can click on the variance, which is going to be I4, close my parentheses, and it should take the square root of that and give me this 1.83. So remember, these all have to be rounded to the probably the first decimal place. So 3.3, 3.4, and 1.8 would be your mean, variance, and standard deviation. So your Excel can do some of this math, but you have to do a little bit of work inside of Excel. So the first thing we need to know these formulas. And then we can apply these formulas inside of Excel.